What's good? It's your boy Herb Tutter. Welcome back to the show, The Transition. Today I'm talking about the finishing gene. My dad told me when I was a kid is that you're going to have to, especially if you're trying to be the best at basketball or football or any of these sports, you're going to have to get up, get out of the house, and lose. You're going to have to lose big in order to understand what winning is, because you need to get all of the abilities. You need to understand the rules of the game. You need to understand teammates. You need to understand a lot that goes with playing sports and understanding where you're supposed to be. But if you're going to be the man, and that's, I think, what we all think about, when we're coming up as kids, thinking about being Michael Jordan, the person that makes that last shot, getting the big handoff like Walter Payton back in the day. This is something that you see these people, but you don't really get a chance to see their work ethic. Looking at The Last Dance, you got a chance to see that Michael Jordan, even in practice, did what he was supposed to do to be the first person up and down the court doing the suicides. These are the things that a lot of people never get a chance to understand, is that the people that have the finishing gene, they're still in the gym when you leave. They're there when you come back. They're thinking and breathing and eating and dreaming what's the next step. Like I said, a lot of times we want to be good at a bunch of things instead of great at one. So for me, I've took on doing music, and I tell people all the time I'm Michael Jordan at this level because I don't have I don't have a conventional deal, but I'm an indie. I'm an indie. I'm an independent artist, and I know exactly what I want, how I want it. I know what I want to do and how I want to do it. I know, what styles I want to use. I understand what breaks I want. I know where I want my drops to be at. I know where I want to put my dubs at. It's like one of those things to where, you know, when I see people on on social media and this is what they're doing and everybody's got an opinion about what the other people are doing, that could have been time for you to actually move on. Check all my platforms. I don't have time to belittle other people, talk about other people's abilities or anything like that, because that little 5 seconds of fame I can use for myself. I can continue to promote what's going on with me and my brother, what we doing, any of the other ventures that I'm doing, double OSF, and doing, like I said, man, I have so much more to talk about than to try to uplift or therefore downplay somebody else. I need to be in the studio, or my pen needs to be moving on a rapid pace in order to continue to stay where I say I am. I feel like I'm at the top of the indie situation because I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been on track with some of the greats in the business and some of the real hungry wolves outside of the business, and I held my own. This is something, and I put out a finished product. So I've heard the good and I've heard the bad. Now I understand that I'm not looking for solidification, because a finisher doesn't. I'm not looking for you to solidify me and pump me up and say I'm great and all this other stuff. No, my abilities are going to tell you. It's going to demand that you say I'm great, point blank. But I don't need you to tell me. I just need you to acknowledge that I put the work in and I am a finisher. I've been a person that has been first on the track, last on the track. I don't care where you put me. You can put me in the middle. I'm going to be remembered because, again, I put the work in, the study. I know exactly what I'm going to do because my dad told me when I was a kid, you're going to have to study whatever you're doing. You're going to have to try to put it in there. But, again, it's not going to happen overnight. So if this isn't something you want to do, then don't do it. But please don't let anybody talk you into or talk you out of doing anything that you love. If this is what you love, then it's time for you to stand in line to figure out what that, how long it's going to take you. But like I said, I've never been a person to let people's fears steer me. I've tried to lead from the front with a lot of people in my life. And sometimes you understand that a lot of people mimic the idea of being a finisher or having the finisher gene, but when it's time for them to actually do it, they don't really possess it. You know, for me, I'm homicidally competitive. I want to be the best. I want to be remembered as one of the best. And that's just who I am. You know, I have an OCD issue, so man, my bed is made all the time. My shoes are in a nice set it row. The dishes are done. You know, and this is my mom. My mom put this in me as a kid. So understanding that situation, man, if I'm going to do something, I got that finisher gene. But like this guy on my shirt, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, I look at everybody that was at the top of their game and then listen to their stories. What did they do? They were doing what they were supposed to be doing while everybody else was out playing. Or while everybody else was out grabbing some more girls, or for the females, some more guys, hanging out, hooking up and all that stuff. No, they were doing what they were supposed to do to continue to be the best. Because once you get that mark of being the best is when everybody really wants to see you fall. Now you got to figure out how you stay on top. How do you stay as a person that is the king of double entendres? How do you stay that person? And here it is. Put the work in. Put the work in. Like I said, I continue to, this is not new. The Last Dance is not new for me. I've been looking at so many of the Bulls games and footage and Michael Jordan documentaries and all of this stuff every time that I'm getting ready to take a stride and do something. Because again, here is a man that was at the top of his game, but at the top of the world when he was playing basketball. So understanding it, he's definitely a person to do that. But also another elegant person, our president, Barack Obama. When he was president, man, as elegant as he could be with so many people undercutting him, so many people making him feel like he hasn't done anything when he had a mess to clean up before he could even start doing what he wanted to do. And that's something that when you look at people like that at the top of their game, it can still be elegant when people are being disrespectful, when people are trying to steer their fears on you, when people haven't moved, they haven't made a move in I don't know how long, but can tell you what's going on in the world. You got to get out here in the world. Same thing I tell my sons and my daughters. You can't sit in the house talking about how you're going to change the world from your room. You got to get out here in the world and see exactly what's going on. And you can't tell me, how the world looks from the little town that you're in. You got to visit many towns. You got to go into many cities. You got to see many faces before you understand what's what. Like I say, a finisher, I want to see what everybody's doing. I want to know what everybody's regimen is. I want to know how everybody is maintaining, and the people that are at the top, that's in the game, that's making millions, I want to know what they do on a day-to-day basis. The person that continues to let me know that is Kevin Hart. He has not a problem with showing you his movements. He has not a problem with telling you, hey, man, you got to get up and put the work in. Get your body right. Get your mind right. Do everything. So this is what I do. I'm still doing the sweat equity. I'm still working out. I'm still running. I'm running now. So understanding that situation, man, there's a clear mind that you have to have and understand that you're not going to please everybody and you're not going to save the world. So I'm going to save the people that I can save. I'm going to do what I can do from my standpoint. I am a hip-hop artist, a motivating speaker, an advocate for people that can't advocate for themselves, and for myself. This is what I do. I'm very good at all three, and every day I have something that I need to learn. Every day I need to brush up on, figure out, and do the things I got to do. But here's the thing. You have to be born with that finishing gene to be okay with the good and the bad. If you hit the shot, of course everybody's going to cheer your name. Everybody wants everybody to cheer their name. But can you be on that same podium when you miss the shot, or when the song isn't that good, or when people don't like what you put out? As an artist, I can give away, and I was telling my boy that I could give away 1,000,000 CDs right now, and I'll probably tell you it'll probably be only about 1,000 people that'll listen to the CD that was given to them. Now, if I got something and I'm up there driving Bugattis, then I go out and try to give 1,000,000 CDs. You know how many people gonna listen to that? 1,000,000 people, because everybody's trying to figure out, is there some way that I could do something for them instead of just enjoying the music? You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I have to understand in today's society, is that there's always a reason why everybody's doing something, and it's not just to enjoy. I enjoyed Michael Jackson's music. There was no way I thought Michael Jackson could do something for me. I just enjoyed his music when I was a kid. We aren't preaching that anymore. What we're preaching is that, what can you get out of the deal? Well, I'm going to say, what can you do to get you in the deal? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about a record deal. I'm talking about into whatever you are talking about doing. What can you do to get yourself in there instead of looking for somebody to open the door for you to just show up? You know, that participation trophy is killing us. Everybody's just happy that you showed up, or we are thinking that everybody should be happy because we showed up. No, you got to put some work in. Real talk. And I continue to say that, and that will always be my plight to everybody. I am where I'm at right now because I don't let anybody's fears steer me, but I came out of my own fears. I stayed in Chicago all my life. And at some point, I was afraid to even leave Chicago. But when you leave, you start seeing that every place isn't segregated. Everybody isn't fighting the same fight that we fight. Everybody's not getting shot at. Everybody's not in a heavily ganged area. Everybody's not doing that. And then when you drive just northwest, you realize everybody's not doing that in the northwest suburbs in Chicago either. So putting yourself in the position to see something different so you can actually make a better judgment than to just sit around doing the exact same thing. Man, I got a finishing gene. The only way I'm going to finish and beat everybody is to put myself out there to understand what's going on. And I'm okay if the song isn't that good. If people say, hey, let me ask you about that one. What was your thought process? It wasn't a good one. I know how to answer. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I put my best foot forward on that song. I did what I could do. And, you know, some songs are going to be good. Some songs are not. You know, some people, certain different regions and certain different countries will like this song more than other countries. You know, having a backbone to explain that, and not looking for anybody to solidify me or say that I'm a great person, I'm a great musician, I'm a great father, I'm a great husband. Man, I get up every day and tell myself who I am, but then I also challenge myself to show that if this is who I am, then prove it. That's what everybody's got to do. We got to stop looking for everybody to solidify us and tell us that we're great and tell us that we're the ones and all that stuff. As black men, we're good game for everybody on the face of this earth, including ourselves. So it's time to show each other by example that I'm okay to be the number one pick. I'm good to be the finisher. I don't have any problems with that because I have that gene in my body. I was born with it. Real talk. I was born to be a winner. It's your boy Herb Dot, man. Listen, do something for somebody else. Trust me, to give you a chance to figure out where you're supposed to be. Come on back. I'm going to have some more next week. Holla at your boy.